Yeah.
What is he doing?
He's money. Morning.
Hello.
Observatories in Chile, but not in Germany. I know you're a physicist, you're an astronomer. As a background, that's it's a very special occasion for us to show you. At the moment, we operate 3.5 meters. So we have 90% clear skies there. A very fruitful collaboration with the Chilean government and a lot of collaboration. Diameter for its primary mirror. You can see all telescopes there as well. This thing facility around the world. Here's a couple of pictures just to emphasize how good. See one of the latest projects that we have deployed in there, which is the adaptive, which is, as I said, rather unique picture and quantitatively very high accuracy. This was really a very important milestone which took a lot of effort from a number of people. And the radio interferometer in the world, we operated in partnership with the United States, with the National Science Foundation, and we operate this facility from. This is a summary of the science that we enable to our directly from archival data. This is data that were taken some time ago. They are in the archive, they are public, all that you will see in a few minutes from now. And this is the latest edition. This is the southern part of the agreements with this group and with the government of Chile.
There are two reasons why I'm here. I think we spoke a little bit about the first one. It's the nostalgia. I think whenever, the moment you are a physicist and special astrophysicist, it stays with you in your life. I've been living quite an interesting life, being a scientist and diplomat, businessman, and now president. But if they ask me where were they as an individual, not as a family member, as an individual, your most beautiful days of your life, I would remember the days in Cambridge when I was having the great opportunity to have a personal computer in my office. I was from Soviet Union. We were using mainframe computers only to do modeling and look outside through the glass window into the garden of that historic place and meet people who were great scientists, Nobel Prize winners, or legends of your life. So it looks like you live in heaven. So it's a nostalgia. I'm not here for nostalgia only. I'm here, first of all, to convey to you that I truly believe what you do for humanity is great and very important. I mean, your achievements here, it looks like there are few probably people that still would have any doubts on the accuracy of theory of relativity or gravitational theory. Although I do remember back in 1980s, there were several attempts to through different types of arrangements to look at it, does it work or not.
They're still there.
Yeah, but you're about fixing a black hole, basically observing. I was looking at your video, which shows clearly that it couldn't be anything else but that what you were showing. And going into sort of another spectrum or space with your Cherenkov telescopes. And the good news for me is that Armenia has small contribution in Cherenkov observations, because if I'm not mistaken, a part of HES-1 and HES-2 were some of the parts of the mirrors were done in Armenia. We still have the know-how of being there. So I'm coming, that takes me to the second reason why I'm here. But I have also some missions in my life, and one of the missions is to revive Armenia as a center of knowledge, science, and high-tech. Why I'm saying revive? Because during Soviet era, Armenia had the privilege. Some of the Soviet government had recognized there is a talent in the country, so they were investing a lot of money and effort in Armenia, in strengthening the universities, creating research centers. That small republic of only 3 million people population, at that time even less, 2.5, had a particle accelerator. I mean, that a country like Britain or France, they cannot have that. A small country of 2.5 million had research centers or laser physics, plasma physics, you name it. Had an observatory, Yevrokական observatory, that is quite famous among astronomers, and the school of astrophysics that I come from. I got my education not in Moscow State University, but in Yerevan State University. And I had the chance of going to Moscow, but my choice was not because it was my homeland, but my choice was because astrophysics in Armenia was stronger than in Moscow. You had very good theoretical physicists in Moscow, Professor Lifshitz, well, you name it. I mean, and the school of Landau and going up to those who were opposing the theory of gravitation, like Professor Lagunov and others. So I think, but astrophysics was strong in Armenia, and the choice was Armenia because it was strong. With the breakdown of Soviet Union, what has been left except the history, the structure, and the school, I think I do believe that I can sort of help to revive it. Not only specifically astrophysics, no. I think the aim is, in the new age, to push Armenia again ahead, because this is going to be an age of not natural resources, but ideas, science, and science-related technology. And here, this is it's again, I do feel in this new era, Armenia as a state and Armenians, because there are 4 or 5 times more Armenians living abroad. So it's a quite globalized nation, one of the rare ones that you have as many Armenians living in Russia or in America or in South America, even in Chile or Argentina, Brazil, everywhere. And there's a tradition of valuing education and natural sciences, fundamental sciences. And I want to revive this, to make Armenia again a place where you can develop high technology and science. This is why I'm here, to start on the political sort of a level, to tell you that the government in Armenia, in the name of President and the Prime Minister and the government, will be ready to work with the internationally renowned centers like yours in order to become your partner. Small partner, but sometimes small is beautiful. And sometimes that small can be successful as well. So I'm here to convey that and to find out the ways how can we work together. Why can't we revive something much more serious? And why can't we help those who are a part of that to revive the story of Yevrokական Observatory in the 21st century? Because that observatory, it has telescopes, as you know, but it's more probably for attracting tourists or doing some small work rather than doing serious work. And as a part of that, personally, I and my family foundation, we have a program which is called ATOM. ATOM in this case means A is advance tomorrow. So it's a system where we will try to integrate children that will come to that place to have the feeling of tomorrow. And it will have a part of that will be a museum of science and technology, but not the history of it, but the future of it. It's a museum of tomorrow. So you come and look what will the world and science and technology look like in 20 years' time. So for a young person, it's a place you come and you plan your life. You plan your decision, would you like to be in or out? And it will be a place where I would like to integrate those units that have value, like the Yevrokական Observatory and all of that stuff. Then I want to return Armenia, not Armenian astronomers. I'm sure you have colleagues who are of Armenian origin, but I want to return back Armenia to real fundamental research of the universe somehow. Small, but in an organized, nice way. That's why I'm here. I will take this opportunity to send you invitations.
Thank you very much.
One will be for an event that we will have on the 7th to 9th of June in Armenia, which is sort of Chamonix Mont Blanc event called Summit of Minds, where we have invited top politicians, business people, Nobel Prize winner, technologists and scientists. And this is where I invited also Marty Rees, for example, to have a discussion about the future. Okay? But when you come, I will make sure that you will also visit and meet those people that I have in mind. Because it's always a partnership. Well, maybe I want to do it, maybe I'm dreaming, I'm passionate, but there must be a passion from the other side. There's no other way rather than inviting you guys to come to Armenia, and we meet there. You see with your eyes what we can do. Then we have another meeting, and we discuss what we can do. Even a small thing that we can start together would be very useful, I think. Because it will open a door for the future collaboration. The same Evropakan observatory was not made by Professor Ambartsumen and Markarian and others in one day. It took years. But you have to start. We have the tradition. We want to revive it.
Something for you to remember is
36 meters.
this is the 39-meter telescope.
39, sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Don't worry.
39.
It's 3 meters. Give it or take it. Yeah. So.
Why not 40? Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And I also have some souvenirs for you. This is a teaser called Armenia. Okay? I mean, this is a book telling the story of Armenia. It starts with the glorious Mount Ararat. And when you come to Armenia, I will be happy to show you not only the history, because they were a very old civilization, but people do believe that there is one of the oldest astronomical observation plates there. So we have one of the oldest professions in the world.
Thank you very much.
And there is another one which goes with silver medallion showing the old art of Christian handcrafting.
Okay.
So,
Thank you very much.
thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Instrument can be cameras, spectrograph. Instrument can be also built. Once they are assembled, checked, they are so.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
The picture.
At the picture up there. So here this is to show this is the actual size of what we have in Chile, and this is the future size of the Nasmith area where you have a fixed instrument. Let's say an idea, while this size is only dedicated to the small
So this is a secondary mirror. Where is it?
On top.
Here.
on top. Yeah.
Here? Here.
Yeah, so it's a bit a non-classical telescope. So it's 5 mirrors actually, not only 2 or 3. So this is the big light collector, so the primary. Here's the secondary. Then from the secondary, it goes actually through a mirror, so through the quaternary on the third mirror. And then from third, it goes on the fourth.
0.4 meters across in diameter. It contains 36 of these mirrors.
So in diameter.
Yeah. In diameter, it's a factor of 4. So it's
So
when you-
surface-wise,
it's almost 20. Yeah, I mean it's 16. Well, that's a bit more complicated because of the adaptive optics that this telescope will feature.
If you put
which-
this same thing in space, what will be the difference? Are we really losing so much?
Yeah, actually the difference is that you get some wavelength windows which you cannot observe here on Earth, which you will
Just
get in
the
addition
edges?
on space.
Just the edges?
It's no. There are several bands where, let's say, where in space you can observe more. But on the other hand, to lift something like this in space, we have to shrink it down again to 10 meters. So then we lose more than we win. So
Which is working in the infrared. It was used already on the telescope and came back here for an upgrade. So this is as well the advantage of ground-based, and you have a much easier access than if the instrument would be in space. So this one, let's say, will get new detect.
So this is very similar to zero door. The material we use.
Council has a policy for
Աշխարհի ամենամեծ օպտիկական դիտակը, որքան արի գազիներում է, մոտ 10 մետր է։ Սա 4 անգամ մեծ իր դրամագծով։ Թվերկավ ձեզ բան չեն ասում, սա ուղղակի ոնց որ հեղափոխության նման մի բան է, ասես թե մինչև այս դիտակը երբ որ սկսի աշխատել, կստացվի որ մենք մինչև ասենք կույր ենք, ոչինչ չենք տեսնում, եւ նորից ենք տեսնում։ Բայց դիտակը սովորական դիտակ չի, որտեղ դիտակի մեջ դիտակը սարքելիս ակումուլացնում են, հավաքագրում են աշխարհում այսօր գոյություն ունենող լավագույն բոլոր տեխնոլոգիաներ։ Այդ դիտակը լավագույն ուրեմն համակարգչային համակարգ ունի, լավագույն մոդելավորման համակարգը, լավագույն նյութերը, լավագույն կառավարման համակարգերը։ Հետևաբար դուք գործ ունեք տեխնոլոգիայի ամենաբարձր մակարդակի հետ։ Եվ կարծում եմ մենք հնարավորություն ունենք համագործակցություն ստեղծելու աշխարհահռչակ կենտրոնի հետ։ Իհարկե այստեղ անդամները միայն Եվրոմիության անդամներ են, բայց Չիլիում տեղադրված է, բայց Հայաստանը Եվրոմիության հետ լավ հարաբերություններ ունի, եւ Գերմանիայի հետ, եւ Ֆրանսիայի հետ։
Idea provider։
Հա, տեսակ ճիշտ ընկալում եք։ Իրականում խնդիրը հետևյալն է, որ արդեն մի փոքրիկ ներդրում ունենք, ինչպես ասացի, Չարենկովյան դիտակների մեջ, որ սա հնարավորություն է տալու, որ իրական գործունեություն եւ այստեղ անպայման պետության հոգատարությունը կա։ Առանձին գիտնականներ կարող են առանձին ծրագրեր անել, բայց եթե չկա պետության աջակցությունը, շատ դժվար է լինելու։ Եվ ես կարծում եմ, ես նպատակ ունեմ աջակցելու, որպեսզի մեր գիտությունը ավելի մոտենա, հայկական գիտությունը, տեխնոլոգիան մոտենա աշխարհի լավագույնին, իսկ աշխարհի լավագույնն է։